What's up, America? This is Caution and Warning, sitting here just thinking and drinking. We not trying to hurt no feelings,
No
but
feelings.
some things just have to be said.
That's right.
So let's start out with the number one topic.
All right, our political atmosphere. Some of y'all are falling for the for the gimme go, for the hoodwinking, for being blinded by the other side of the world. Now, what I mean by that is simply, come on, man. Trump. Ain't nothing Trump can tell me that I'm going to believe, first and foremost. Secondly, there's nothing he says that I don't fact check. And his intention is not for people of color. I'm sorry I had to break that to you. He's for people in his base. His base. And people in his base don't like you. You can believe the story about, oh no, I seen a couple people at his rally. They were big, black, strong looking men that felt great about their country. No. You ever thought about why you see all these little Karen videos on YouTube and they be saying some of the racist stuff and be trying to get black people, call the police on black people and want them to just be incarcerated for no apparent reason? Those are the people in his base. And today we just talking about real talk, thinking and drinking, sitting out here basically just talking about how are we falling for this? How are we falling for this? How are we letting black entertainers and other people that are on TV speak for us, or have what I want to say is basically tell us where to go, like we need to be led. Jay, ain't nothing on a ballot that I seen say celebrity black leadership. Pick your choice. Ice Cube, Lil Wayne, anybody else. There ain't nobody thinking for themselves and they're getting hood with. All I want to basically know is I want to get your take on it, because I feel like I'm doing too much talking and a lot of people just, yeah, he's just hating. No, I'm telling the truth. But I want to hear Jay's side of it. Could you please tell me something?
Well, first of all, let's use your hat for more, lose your head for more than a hat rack and a comb.
Oh, wow.
That's the first thing. Because Trump don't care about anybody but the rich and himself. And that's it.
And he rich.
The stuff that I saw, I go by the facts and what comes out of his mouth. I don't listen to the news. I don't listen to the newspapers. I don't look at nothing. I go by the stuff that comes out of his mouth.
And he said, what about Corona? He said you can cure it with what?
Bleach. Bleach.
Has any of y'all tried bleach? I don't even like using my clothes.
If you did try it, then you can cancel Christmas.
Hey, how about this? It was another smart idea he had. Remember the time what he said about tornadoes? We should shoot a missile or a rocket into a tornado.
How are we gonna let somebody run our country that then filed for bankruptcy so many times?
Bankrupted.
That don't know anything about politics. He know a lot about business.
He know about lying though. See, he got lying.
Everybody know how to lie.
No, he's an expert at it. I believe he's the antichrist of lying.
If you ever told your kids that there was a tooth fairy, Easter bunny, Santa Claus, you're lying. That's it. There's no other way to look at it. So everybody lies. We get it. But to what extent and to what extreme do you lie when it comes to the American people? Because that Make America Great Again,
Make America Hate You one more time. Because I want to know when was black people ever included in that Make America Great. Because I can remember stuff. Every time we did something, you got to look at history. Every time we did something like Tulsa, remember that? Black Wall Street. What happened?
bombed, destroyed by fair-skinned people.
Oh, yes. They ain't look like us. They just hated the vat we had. We need to get back to that thinking. We need to get back to that culture. We need to stop listening to what celebrities say. We need to stop taking what athletes say. And we just need to stop listening to lies on the other side of the world. I'm not saying I voted for Biden, because I don't like Biden either. But I'm telling you like this. I'm not doing that lesser of two evils, because I ain't voting for either one of them. That's just me personally. That's my personal preference. I'm not voting for either one. I'm going libertarian again. Because we are letting government. And you have so many people come out and say, I'm against government. I'm against government. Oh, I don't want government doing this. I don't want to be in my life. But you're still voting for government when you go with Trump. Trump ain't doing nothing for you. And for the black folk that out there, that, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you think Trump is going to agree or sign any of that stuff in the Black America contract, you're out your mind. That platinum pen is worded differently and is very different from Ice Cube's, a Black America contract. Pete, in Black American Contract, did you know he said he wanted to, Ice Cube said he wanted to take down all Confederate statues and monuments. Did you know that?
Do you think Trump is going to really let him take down every statue or monument that has to do with anything, slavery, anything?
Let me tell you how Trump already resolved that issue, because he already put in legislation something that would you would get sent all the way up the creek for defacing any monument. He has already put in legislation to protect Confederate monuments and statues. So go on out there and try to deface one or talk about bringing one down. You see how far you go with that. Let's talk about reparations. Reparations. We on the same wavelength. We probably think we do deserve it. But do you think Trump's base is going to actually let him sign some legislation to give us reparations? How true do you think that's going to come, BJ?
Not true. Not true at all. He's not going to give us nothing but a hard time.
Mm-hmm. Harder time, the hardest. And it's unbelievable how we sitting up here. And no, I don't like to bring Malcolm X in nothing, because a lot of people, you got the two versions of Malcolm. You got Malcolm I like, and then you got the other guy that got watered down. Whatever. Malcolm said to us about the black community, how is it every time when they reach out to us, they reach out to athletes and entertainers? Athletes and entertainers. People that are paid for their pleasure, to entertain them, to bring them some type of joy in the world. Never to anybody like any professors, because all the professors are too liberal. Nobody. You got Congress. Talk to some of them. Some of those guys are in the middle, are independent. You can talk to them, but Trump ain't trying to come with that type of legislation, or trying to come to those people, because they know they'll shoot his BS down. What Trump does is he goes out and get people that will agree with him. And I can't agree with stupid. I can't agree with stupid. Something wrong with stupid.
Black, white, red, or brown, you can't agree with stupid.
I know. Stupid is just, it is nasty. You don't like it. It don't fit in your bedroom. It causes you all type of displeasure if you just let it in. Close your door to stupidity. I'm telling you. But too many of us want to be stupid.
Stop. The news is not it.
I'm telling you.
The newspapers, they tell you what they want you to hear. And
lie all day, every day.
The facts from the news is not good.
Ain't no facts in the fact that it's lying to your ass. You can go ahead and believe that stuff. Both sides of the equator is not good. I'm telling you. I just can't go with it. I don't see it. Both men are damaged. Both men have said stuff that just make you just go like, what the hell? Joe Biden came out with that. If you don't vote for him, you ain't black. I wanted to lay hands on that man when he said that. I'm sorry. Joe, no. We still going to be black. You still going to be, I don't know, tone deaf or whatever that little thing you're doing right now. I mean, I don't really have a problem with Mr. Biden, except all the stuff that he said back then. And honestly, I can't find one piece of legislation that he wrote by himself that sounded good. So I'm just going to say that much. But I ain't going to hate on Joe. Joe do Joe. My problem basically is with the orange clown. Now the orange clown, a lot of people say he ain't racist. Racist. He ain't racist.
Using words like them, they never forgot that. See, I watched the debate, and I listened to him, and I listened with an open ear and open eyes. That's why the stuff that I talk about, it comes straight from the horse's mouth. This is not anything from CNN or none of these
MSNBC.
None of them.
And the fuck with it ain't from Fox.
If you take anybody, when they had that tsunami or whatever it was over in was it China, Japan, so they had a tsunami, and you sit there on national TV and says, well, y'all only lost 10,000. You should have lost one. If lives matter, you shouldn't have lost but one.
Oh,
that should have mattered. Just the one. You don't sit there. His wording sucks. And I know he mean it. He got to mean it.
Oh, man, this guy.
They give him open floor to whatever he wants to say on the news.
Open
and
retardation.
people love it.
Pretty much.
No matter how much he don't like this and talking about grabbing women's vaginas.
Yeah. Well, that's men. That's locker room talk.
What more do you need? These is the facts.
Oh man, let's get on that. He called 4 congresswomen that stayed and were born. One wasn't born here. All that were born here to go back to their countries. Okay, I ain't never heard him say nothing like that to anybody else. He's gay. Rush Limbaugh.
Oh my.
Rush Limbaugh, the President's Medal. That's of freedom. Now, the President's Medal of Freedom is usually given to people like Mother Teresa or Martin Luther King. And Brownie on the floor, Brownie was disagreeing with it. He mad about that, Trump. Anyway, to people that have ushered in freedom and equality and just preaching stuff that's positive on a positive level. Rush Limbaugh, biggest contribution to all that was having a song played on his podcast every day called Barack the Magic Negro. Yeah.
The man that said Barack picture needs to be on a food stamp. Now, if that's not 1 + 1 is 2, what else more do you need in terms of racism?
And yet he gets the President's Medal of Freedom.
So fair-skinned people, see, because I don't use the word black and white, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, go ahead, teach them.
When you use the word, if you look up the word black, let's go back to the dictionary, back to the Webster, back in the early 90s. When you use the word black, it's everything grimy, dirty, nasty, like soot, ugly, filthy. When you look up the word white, everything is pure and bright and shiny and glory, and they glorify it. That's why don't call me black. Don't call me black. Call me brown or something else, but do not call me black, because I don't want to be known as nasty and dirty and filthy.
Yeah,
so I'm just letting people know, and this goes across the board with me.
Well, he don't like you brown people. To even put Rush Limbaugh in that category with great people that have received that award. Why would you do that? But none of y'all thinking about that. Y'all keep saying it because y'all forgot about this stuff. And then let's talk about this police and prison reform. First of all, police reform don't exist, because if you watched any of his interviews, anything he's done, and that one little speech he gave to the cops. That's why the cops are with him. He told them I want you to, when you get some of them, you just bump their head on the car and then put them in the car. Yeah, and then months after that, George Floyd had a knee on his neck
for 8 minutes.
Yeah, okay. And prison reform. Oh, he let a bunch of convicts out. Woo! That only sold crack. You know what? The funny thing about prison reform, this is what's funny to me, and y'all think it's a God-given gift. You sell crack, and you don't want it to be a serious felony crime. You only serve so many years. You ever thought about not doing the crime, and you wouldn't go to jail, then you wouldn't have to need prison reform? He only did that as giving people of lesser thinking some crumbs. Crumbs. That's what he did. He gave you some crumbs, because we are not meant to be in prisons. We are not meant to be in captivity. Excuse me. We're not to be in captivity. He knows that, but he making some of y'all happy because he know that's what all we thinking. And every time we put our faith in a group of people, they always let us down. The Dems let us down, and the Republicans are definitely letting you down. But Republicans like to come out here with this old kryptonite lie and say they not racist. And every 5 minutes, what we see with Karens, they call the police on us for no reason. Remember that dog, that dude in the park with the dog? He doing bird watching, and this chick talking, I'm gonna call the police, and I'm gonna say you're black, and I'm gonna get you in trouble, and I'm gonna let them know you're harassing me. All because he told her, ma'am, you gotta have your leash on your dog. But he got to get told. What she did. You know what she did? She weaponized her privilege and tried to get that man in trouble. Mm-hmm. Now every time somebody fair-skinned, excuse me, as he was referred to, fair-skinned says something like that on the phone to a police operator, they come gun blazing. Trump don't care about that. Trump don't care about that. And this whole, I just wanted to know your thoughts on the corona. This whole virus thing. COVID-19, I call it COVID. I used to call it Corona. But,
well, it's documented if you listen to what Obama said. If you go on YouTube, he warned us about this. He said it was coming. As a matter of fact, if you think I'm lying,
Obama's a liar.
If you look at the Lysol bottles from back in the day, maybe 2-3 years ago, you'll see COVID-19 on the bottle. It's been here. It's been here, and it's been messing. It's been a germ or whatever it is for a long time. But for you as a president to blow it off and say, "Oh, it's nothing. It's just a hoax." I think karma is
no, he got cured. Them doctors was on it. They got them doctors was on it. Even though personally, I believe he never had it. That's just me though. That's just me. I don't think he had it, and I think he tried to use it as a political tool to cast more votes for him. But here's the thing with that, and this is not nobody catching it. He's making it so you let your guard down. Jay, who are the most affected by this virus among all the races in America?
American people.
Oh Lord, them brown people again. Yes, we are the most affected. So we let our guard down. We up inside our hospital. We up in somewhere. We up in some hospital, hooked up to some machine, finna gag out. And a lot of people, you gotta be old. You have to have preconditions. No, we know somebody. We know a couple of people that were under 50, under 40 that have died from it. And they had no underlying nothing. So you letting your guard down, listening to this mother scratcher saying, "Oh, let your guard down. It's good. It will be okay." And the new cases keep raising every day. And every day they keep trying to downplay it. He keeps trying to downplay it. What makes him more Superman than anybody else? He ain't no Superman. He an orange turd. He is never, you don't even try to like him. Why are you liking him now? His policies, I'm in love with his policies. His policies are catered to be towards his base. You're not his base. I wish y'all get that. You're not his base. You're never going to be his base. And I don't say nothing wrong with talking to somebody, but we ain't got I don't like to use that term, we ain't got a pot to piss in, a window to throw it off, or a wall to watch it roll down. He don't care. He's not going to give you it. And I don't want to be Debbie, but I'm going to be Dan.
Well, my thoughts on COVID is this is dress rehearsal for whatever they got planned for.
Oh, and
this is dress rehearsal.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. This is Return of the Sith.
You can believe it or you don't have to believe it.
It's
but let me just make this point.
Make it.
Everybody that coughs or sneezes or blow their nose is not COVID. Let's make this perfectly clear. People have allergies. People have asthma. People have COPD. People have dry mouth. People have everything. So when I go somewhere and I cough, don't look at me like everything is COVID because I have asthma.
Okay, but see,
because that's when the problems occur and we have altercations when it comes to brown infections.
That's right.
So please don't, because whatever they got planned for us, we can't run from it. But this is definitely dress rehearsal. All of this 6 feet and all this stuff. It's something. There's reasons why they want us 6 feet apart. It ain't got nothing to do with COVID. This is dress rehearsal for whatever.
Oh, it's gonna get worse before it get better.
Now, what is the dress rehearsal?
I don't know.
If you're a conspiracy theorist, you'll know. I don't need to say nothing.
But
I watch all that stuff.
But see, what it was, you remember he at first. See, people don't follow the crumbs to the actually don't follow the crumbs to the house. This is a problem. He had blamed it on the Asians. Yeah, that's right. He was calling it the Chinese flu, the Kung Fu flu. It was. He just was. Degrading Asian Americans left and right. Got people threatening Asian Americans, being scared of Asian Americans when they walk in a store. You see what he's doing? He's trumping up fear. And you sit up here and say, but yet you sit up in a party and say, well, we don't see color. We don't see ethnicity. We don't play identity politics. Yeah, you do. Because you was one of those people out there telling Asian Americans, fellow Americans, that they aren't accepted because we believe you carry something. What? And yet you want their votes. You want the black vote. My thing with the black vote, don't give it to them. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm serious. I just say don't give it to them. I'm not giving them my vote. My vote counts just like anybody else. I don't care if you don't like my vote. I don't care if you don't like my position. But I'm not going to be on the side of stupidity. The lesser of two evils, why vote for evil at all? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. I gotta vote for him because he's gonna help me economically. Okay, what about the rest of us? Okay, oh, I get it. You don't care about the rest of us. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You should care about you and your family. But baby, best believe this. And I say the same thing about police and justice. Those who deny injustice are fated to be victims of injustice. So when it happens to somebody and you don't give a shit, it's gonna happen to you. And guess what? They ain't gonna give a shit. So we just gonna become the ain't shit. We are the ain't shit culture. I sound like I said and culture. I ain't want to mention her ugly ass, but you know what I'm saying. And stop listening to people like Candace Owens. I don't need to hear from Cooney Candace. I mean, really, seriously, she is a clown. Ain't nothing she say. These motherfuckers saying they gonna make her president. If she run for president, they would vote for her. Yeah, her coon ass. Here's a woman that says there's no such thing as racism. She's never seen racism in her entire life.
I bet.
But yet sued when she was in high school, sued the school district with Al Sharpton them and the NAACP over racism. So she never said, did she turn the blind eye?
Lie.
The blind eye?
All lies.
And then we got the former Captain Crunch, Arizona, jerk off, Brandon Tatum. Brandon, you should be shot for half the stuff you say, man. Here's a guy that was a police officer. And best believe, man, he was one of them corrupted dudes. So we ain't listening to him either. And stop listening to these people. Go with your heart. But I want to say one thing. Fact check. Ain't none of all this technology we have today. People don't want to fact check. You can fact check it easily. And don't go to the ones people suggest. Go to the ones that's going to be authentic. Check a couple of them. And if a couple of them line up to the right way, then go that way. But don't be believing stupid stuff, man. Because that's where we are right now. We behind the 8 ball. And Donald Trump has got the stick. And it's his turn. Now, do you want to be behind the 8 ball? You let me know, y'all. Because I'm not going to be one of them. I'm off the table.
Because the bottom line is grown people, when you're grown, you don't have to lie. And if you look up different things and all of them are saying the same thing, pretty much it's true. But you can't look at the internet for one thing and say it's true, and then look it up for something else and say the internet lying. Either you in or you out. That's it. If you're going to look up the internet, look it up for the facts and take the facts for what they are. Don't sit there and say, well, this ain't true because of here. But then when you look up what do blue and red make, everybody's answer should be the same. Purple. If it ain't purple, it's a lie.
Pretty much. But you know, some people just want to go with a narrative. They go with people. I mean, we got this narrative. We're in a narrative culture. Whoever controls the narrative is the person. That's what's going to happen. Whoever controls the narrative. Trump is controlling the narrative. And you don't see all of the despicable, dirty things this man is doing. I don't dislike Trump. Well, I'm lying. See, I just lied right there. I do dislike him. I never liked him when he was on Celebrity Apprentice and none of that stuff. And I don't see how any brown person, as Jay would say, could vote for him after that Central Park 5 stuff. He wanted to execute 5 innocent men. 5. He wanted them to be executed for something they didn't do. So I guess, you know, when they got out and they were announced to be exonerated of those charges, he couldn't say, hey man, look, I'm sorry for what I said. When asked the question, he was like, I'll say nothing. I don't care. Pretty much. So yeah, he with y'all. He want y'all vote. And it's always magical that y'all don't realize every year, and this is how we're going to end this, every 4 years in November, brown people become important. Think about it.
If to all the fair-skinned people, I'm going to leave with this. If you think we going back to Africa, or you think there's going to be a civil war, do you think we're really going to lay down like we did before and take all this negativity and all this hate? You really think we're just going to throw our hands up and say, do what you want to us? We're going to accept everything. I would advise everybody to get ready and stay ready. So until episode 2, America, we don't know.